Now, we're going to get into the news review segment, and on the papers in front of me here, there's a lot of interesting stories but I can't do it alone. So joining me to help us, get into the stories on the papers this morning, the man who knows how to party like there is no party, Nana Tufo Boateng. How are you? I don't know where expecting someone.
See, why you do this? I don't know whether you're expecting Nana Tufo to be here or the Rave Master to be here.
No, I mean, Rave Master, I know that he's always in the corner lurking somewhere.
That guy, he's got too much energy, so he's always behind the door. Just open it small, he jumps out. You understand? Yeah, but it's all good.
So Rave Master is trotting and preparing for situation. Yeah, that's what right now there is Nana Tufo that you see here, but when you show up at situation, the Rave Master will be there.
You get to experience him. So show up on the 24th of December. Yes, Underbridge, East Legon. Let's do this. When we show up, we turn up, if you know what I'm saying.
Man, can't you? Didn't I tell you? When we show up, we turn up, right?
Yeah, man. All right, let's handle our business for today, and that will have to be the news review. I'll jump straight into the Daily Graphic this morning. Front page says, President inaugurates 80 education projects. Okay. On Constituency Watch in the Daily Graphic today, the spotlight is on the Keta constituency, and it says, a safe haven for NDC. COA Global Peace Mission unveils blueprint on sustainable peace. EC destroys defective ballot papers for Ahafo and Volta regions, and a few other stories on the back page of the Daily Graphic as well.
All right. So we want to go to the Ghanaian Times, and it says here, security expert cautions against influx of firearms into the country. All right. We have here IGP calls for police media partnership to avert misinformation during elections. 80 modern educational facilities unveiled for diverse needs of students nationwide. And it looks like Titus Glover, Honorable, is already getting ready for situation in his white. And on the back page there, we have Ghana marks World Fisheries Day in Accra. All right, so that's, and then there's a National Partnership Forum to combat child labor in the mining sector. Very important.
Is there a fisheries minister picture there?
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
So it has here Mr. Indiaga Gwe, if I pronounce it correctly. He's a senior fisheries officer.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
Now, I was asking for a picture of the minister.
The minister is no...
I just wanted to know if she came with her key.
No.
You know the key she uses to close the sea.
To close season.
She'll close the sea and open the sea with some key.
Ghana
Let me take you to the news center. Elvis Darko's The News Center says this morning, election security measures fine-tuned with inputs from political parties. MTN Ghana wins prestigious Africa Telco of the Year award. Road crashes kill 2,038 in 10 months. 80 educational projects inaugurated in one day. And Baumia leads with 49.1%. Mahama Ghana's 45.8% in new poll. Well, this new poll is by Professor Smart Sapon of the Kumasi Technical University. Yeah.
All right.
It made the rounds in the media yesterday. I'm sure there will be a lot more digestion of the polls to find out the sample size and the kind of questions that were put and the responses. That's puts Dr. Baumia at 49.1%. And then, of course, it will be interesting to know what the others on the ballot paper also polled in that particular survey. Yeah.
All right, the Daily Guide. It says here, it's not war, it's elections. IGP is saying to the parties. Yes, I hope they are hearing it. It's not war, it's elections.
Basically.
Yeah. Election 2024 poll. Baumia 49.1%, Mahama 45.8%. We also have Nana commissions 80 educational projects. PhD CEO touts success story. And we have a banker sued for embezzling 75,000 Ghana cedis. I wonder how much they'll sue him for. Well, the story is on page 6 of the paper. And Rebecca storms a Cropon for campaign. All right, so that's what we have for the Daily Guide.
No, she's been out campaigning a lot in the past few weeks.
This is my beautiful Rebecca.
Yes, Rebecca Akufo-Addo, wife of the president. She was in Ablekuma South and Kaikwe quite recently, doing some campaigning for Dr. Bawumia, endorsing his candidature, and of course, wooing the electorates to vote for Dr. Bawumia, as well as the parliamentary candidates. It's interesting because it's like she picks constituencies where the NPP PCs, the parliamentary candidates, are female.
Okay.
I mean, it might not be deliberate, but it's a trend I have noticed.
You've noticed.
And you know, she's a strong advocate for women empowerment and women's inclusion and all that. But she's going to a Cropon, and that would have to be Samia Oku's area.
Okay,
Samia Oku's constituency. And then I understand there will be some commissioning of some projects there as well.
Okay.
Yeah, but let me take you into the Herald newspaper. Military officer declares violence on election day. Comes with a picture of Lieutenant Colonel Jacob Kujo. He is with Achiase Jungle Warfare.
Yes.
Yeah. And then there's Major General Opon Pepra, there's Jean Mensah, and then there's the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufu Dampare as well. No preferential treatment for Springfield. The Herald's response to Gabi Ochiri Dakon's cheap shots. Okay, Mahama preaches against skirt and blouse voting. Bawumia compares Mahama's no chalky era to MPP's computer vision education. And then you find highlights of the NDC and MPP manifestos on environment in the Herald newspaper. That's the front page, yeah.
All right, so we'll go to the custodian, and it says here, government inaugurates 80 education projects in a day. We have AAC woos investors for large-scale rice production. Kujo Razagopoko writes, Alan is wrong, Kufo is right. Bawumia is the best man for the presidency.
Okay.
MPP to win 148 seats. This is the latest credible survey. Bawumia leads Mahama with 3.3%. Okay. Now, we have Tanzanian energy regulators study MPA's operations. And National Elections Security Task Force meets political parties. Now, the MPA story here, the Tanzanian energy regulators, you will find that they will come and they will sit with Ghana and they will go and implement and have a better system than Ghana is running. It always happens. They come to learn from us.
Yeah.
And because they are more serious about implementation of things that they've written, other countries, they will see them and they will end up doing better than we do, simply because they will actually enforce and they will actually implement. Unlike on our shows.
Well, for us, I think all our fine
We are
ideas.
good at writing.
Yes.
And good at postulating.
We have some of the best ideas, innovative ideas, wonderful policies, absolutely fantastic laws. But they remain in our books and they sit on shelves and gather dust, because we do what we do not have, and what I think we lack are policies that transcend political parties. So if party A serves its term and leaves, then party B comes and says, well, I'm going to subject whatever it is to my own political jargon. If it doesn't feed into my political agenda, then we don't implement it.
Yeah, which is unfortunate.
Very, very unfortunate. And that is the bane of our development as a country. Because there are projects that have started and stalled because there's been a change in administration, there's been a change in government, which is quite sad.
Meanwhile, it's all being taken from the national coffers.
Exactly.
You're spending money from it. It's not your personal money.
You see, it's the quest and the test
that.
For legacies, to leave a legacy. And that's how come some of these things don't see the light of day, because there's a change in government. It was started by David, so if I complete it, David gets the credits.
It doesn't make
But
any
what
sense.
happened to if I complete it, it serves Ghana.
Ghana,
You get me?
So it looks like a lot of politicians are not interested in Ghana winning.
No.
They're interested in their party winning, not Ghana winning.
It's personal,
You know,
it's parochial, it's selfish, it's greedy.
It's infantile. Honestly.
Thank you.
It's infantile.
Thank you.
Sally, seriously.
Thank you.
Let's grow up.
So we need policies that
Yeah.
will transcend our political
Yeah.
parties and their regimes.
Yeah.
And so once you're out, there's continuity.
Yeah.
There's continuation of projects.
Absolutely.
And then they see the light of day. We
Yeah.
see it successfully implemented, completed, operationalized. And then, of course, we can all smile
Yeah.
and benefit of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's go into the Informal Newspaper this morning. We're focused on victory. Bawumia declares. UPSA immortalizes NAPO over immense contribution to uplifting education. Attempts to cancel free SHS suicidal. Ashesi boss warns politicians. Election Security Task Force meets party leaders. Assures peaceful December polls. Kufuor endorses Bawumia, a blow to Alan's presidential ambitions, Razak Kojopoku asked. Sacrifices for nation's security. Security agencies rewarded. Kandapar discloses. And COP29. All set for rice revolution, Jospon Group reveals. Okay, that's it for the Informal Newspaper.
Let me give you one more here. Republic Press says election security on high alert. Parties meet top shots ahead of elections. We also have, well, it has pictured there several pictures, not so clear, but you can tell it's the police and the military. I think I see someone that looks like in a prison's uniform. I'm not sure if it's prisons, but yes, security couples have met the election, the various parties. Weak economy will always give birth to slow economic growth. Ni Amate speaking there. Commissioning of projects not to bait voters. Upon Nkrumah. Two Supreme Court justices who dismissed Afenyo Makin's case explain their decision. And we have the PHDC's petroleum hub attracts global interest. Ghanaian peacekeepers caught in crossfire, 4 of them injured. All right, so that's what we have for the Republic Press.
All right, if you go into the Ghanaian Publisher this morning, it says Bawumia 49.1%, Mahama 45.8% in latest poll. As I mentioned earlier, this poll is by Professor Smart Sapon of the Kumasi Technical University. He's actually the Director of Research and Innovation. And according to his poll, it is a scenario 1 type of prediction. And so for the overall predicted performance, Dr. Bawumia is expected to take 49.1%, I beg your pardon, 49.1% of the vote. And then John Mahama will get 45.8%. And as I mentioned, it will be interesting to see how the others performed. And so I'll give you a quick scope. For Nana Kwame Bediako, Cheddar, 2.2%.
Okay.
Alan Chermate, Movement for Change, 1.2%.
Okay.
And then the others get to share 1.7%.
Okay.
Now, this is looking at estimated turnout for the election, which he puts at 81.4. Okay. Now, we know that there is a voter population. That's quite high.
Yeah.
81.4. We know there's a voter population of 18,807,954. And so he worked with a sample size of 99,355 for the survey. Number of communities used in the survey, 4,272. And the research design is the 51st percentile. And so that's how he came by this results that put Dr. Bawumia at 49.1%. We know our electoral system is a 50+1. So I'm not sure if he's suggesting a second round.
A runoff. Yeah. Well.
But let's look at how he projects the parliamentary results. For the MPP, he's saying 128, and likely NPP 41. For NDC, 92, likely NDC 15. And this is Professor Smart Sapon, Director of Research and Innovation, Kumasi Technical University. So that's the latest survey he has put out, making these projections based on the responses he received during that survey. Okay, that was just by the way. I mean, it's captured in the paper, so I just had to put out some details to it. So still in the Ghanaian Publisher, you'd have Akufo-Addo leads nationwide commissioning of 80 educational projects. The story you mentioned earlier is also captured here. Tanzania energy regulators in Ghana to study NPA's operations. And then if you go to the top right-hand corner of the paper, it says NHIA to introduce preventive health care. That will be all for the Ghanaian Publisher this morning.
Okay, I want to just go quickly online and give us a couple of stories there. It says here, police officer, this is citynewsroom.com. Police officer interdicted over viral assault video. I'll read briefly that story for you. It says here, the Ghana Police Service has immediately interdicted Detective Corporal Baba Amando Ibrahim, stationed at the Tuna police station in the Savannah region over allegations of professional misconduct. The interdiction follows the circulation of a viral video showing the officer assaulting a member of the public. According to the police, the action is to facilitate a thorough investigation into his conduct in line with the police service regulations. In a brief statement, the police service noted that the Inspector General of Police has personally reached out to the victim's family, assuring them of the service's support. The IGP has also directed the Savannah Regional Police Commander to collaborate with the family to address the matter properly. And that's good move on the part of the police hierarchy. And I think that it's important for the police, especially at this time, to be strongly seen, to not only be impartial, but also to be patriotic and also to be justice-oriented, you know. And once that, because appearances are everything, you know. So once people see that, the level of confidence in the police also grows and increases. There's a comment that. Another story, a comment that we can wrap up with this one. It says that don't just plan for your victory. This is IGP speaking. Okay. Plan for your defeat too. IGP tells political parties.
Well, I mean, that's the truth.
Good advice. I like it.
Yeah. It's either or. It's a two-way
You either win or lose.
Or lose.
And if somebody wins, someone will lose.
And it's good that this is coming from the IGP. But he's basically asking the politicians to manage their emotions.
Yes, exactly.
You need some level of emotional intelligence to be a politician. If it doesn't go your way, you have to fight another.
At this point, everybody's expecting to win. But there can only be one winner. Which means 12 others will lose.
Manage your emotions.
Nespa? So manage your emotions.
Voilà, c'est ça.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, but the IGP also said something quite emphatic yesterday.
What was that?
He says where we need to engage, we will engage. Where we need to de-escalate, we will de-escalate. And where we have to be merciless,
we will deliver.
A word to the wise.
Yeah, that's all. So seriously, honestly, let me just say this to all those, you know, especially those who are supporters of the political parties. We tend to be a little more high-strung, you know, when it comes to our emotions around elections. You notice that even though your leaders of your parties may appear to be anti the other parties, they are actually friends.
You should see them at the restaurants and the hotels
when
together.
they go to the hotels and the restaurants and even in parliament and somebody's. But I saw a video recently. It's an old video, but it was brought back recently. I think it's about a year old or something. And Afenyo Marking and his opposite number, Atuforsen. They were having breakfast.
Oh, of course. I mean, they do it on a regular.
And Afenyo Marking says, I bought him breakfast because it's his birthday, you know. And I just think, you know, if only those of us who support the parties will understand that, like the paper headline said, it's not war.
And if only the politicians will stop painting this picture of a war.
It's not war.
And be truthful to their fans, their supporters.
Thank you.
That listen, we are not choking each other.
No. Where we are, there's no fighting there. No. So let's calm ourselves, okay? And I thank you.
Thank you, David. Always a pleasure.
All right.